Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So I've been on here in a minute. I figured I would do a little garden walk, kind of show you guys a little bit what I got going on. Not a whole lot, but working toward getting that fall garden going as well, even get more things planted. So my goal right now is just keep planting things, experiment, kind of see what happens, because hey, your life may depend on it one day. So here goes. So here is my garden area. I had a pretty good in-ground garden here several years ago. I put the fence up, I don't know, probably 2 years ago, because I just couldn't seem to keep the dogs out here when I did have it going. But I haven't had anything going in here for a couple years. It got so grown up, and I'll attach pictures so you guys can see how bad it was. It took me about 6 hours to clean this area up and completely till it up. And as you can see, a lot of the weeds and grass have grown back, but it's not that big a deal. I can get in here and mow and till a little bit more, and I'm slowly adding to stuff. I've even got some landscape cloth. I just haven't had a chance to put it down. I'm gonna put it in my aisles, try to help with the weeds a little bit. So first off, I have this blackberry, thornless blackberry I planted. This is actually a plant that popped off of another existing plant I have, and let me go ahead and show you guys that. If you don't have blackberries on your property or in your yard, I highly suggest it. They grow vigorously with little to no effort, but you do have to stay on top of them or they can take over. So right here, let's see if I can show you this. Covering this arch, I bought this thornless blackberry the end of last summer at Walmart for $2, and picked all the berries off of it, planted here to let it grow, and over winter it held up pretty nicely, as you can see. I'll show you here. See all those berries growing? I mean, just from what I can see, we're talking several pounds of berries at least. And what's cool about these, if you don't know much about blackberries, is they spread like crazy. They're rather invasive. So let me show you. Put my original plant in there, which I think is about 3 plants now. And they do shoots. They shoot off and make other plants. Right here, got 3 more plants going there, which is where I got the one in the pot. I just potted it up, dug it up, potted it up. Now I have 3 more going. I'm probably going to keep planting them all over, giving them away. Eventually, at some point, I'm probably going to have to start killing them back if they just keep taking over. Then over here, I'm starting to learn about strawberries. About 3 plants going here. 2 of them are from last summer, and this little guy here sprung up this spring. So I'm just kind of letting those spread. Eventually I'll get a bed for them going and hopefully be a lot more productive. But yeah, blackberries, man, it's the way to go. And of course, I've had this lemon thyme here in this bed for, oh man, 3 years now, I think we're going on. I did a video on these garden beds a few years ago. I think this is year 3 with them. As you can see, they get tore up after a while of being out in the elements, which is why I'm not using very many of those fabric bags, not the big ones at least. And you can see how bad these are deteriorated. Of course, the dogs have been messing with them. So I'm going to replace those with some metal ones. Probably plant some cucumbers or something over here so they can trellis. All right, back to the garden area. So there's my blackberry. And here I'm trying something different this year. I believe this is called the Florida Weave. We got 2 8-foot T-posts in the ground, and then just keep running the jute twine, weaving in and out between the plants. It helps support them. That way they can get about 6 foot tall, hopefully. These are better boys I put in. I didn't sprout a lot this year. I was way behind, especially on tomatoes and stuff, so I bought these. And I would encourage people to look around for the deals, because I don't know about your area, but where I'm at now, plants go for $4 or $5 a piece. But I got a deal on these, 6 of them for $6. There's 4 of them. Like I said, I'm trying to experiment with stuff. Here's another one I planted in the ground. And these guys I actually paid a pretty penny for. They were $4 a piece, but I wanted some varieties that cost a little more, just so I have something besides just some better boys. But this one here is a German Queen. Really love this. I've had this a few years ago. And I've got basil in my bed, help keep the bugs away. We love fresh basil too. Here's a determinate. This is a Roma. Be producing some tomatoes here real soon. And this is like a yellow, not sure which variety it is, a yellow tomato. All of them doing really well. These 2 are indeterminate. That's a determinate there. The rest of them are indeterminate, even the better boys. And a lot of people prune the crap out of their plants with these indeterminates. I'll clear out about the first foot of the plant maybe, just to get good airflow, and then I just let it go wild as long as I have something well enough to support it. And I'm using these bamboo poles right now. Eventually I'll probably have to add more. Some more basil. And here's a better boy that came from those 6, and this thing was just as big as these other plants here, and a storm came through, completely broke it off about 1 inch above the soil, and as you can tell, nature brought it back. Didn't really do much, but just keep watering it. So that one's a little behind the others. And I'm really excited about this new item in my garden that I've never tried before, but I've been trying to research hardy plants in the heat, because living in the South, living in Oklahoma, it gets pretty hot here, so I want stuff that's really heat tolerant. So these are perpetual spinach, and they get humongous. The leaves will get bigger than my hand, and it's neither perpetual nor spinach. It's actually a Swiss chard, but it tastes like a very mild, sweet spinach from what I understand. And you can pretty much grow that stuff here probably 9-10 months out of the year, so I'm pretty excited to see how that does. Apparently 3 plants will feed my whole family. So moving on over here, like I said, I'm experimenting with stuff. The better boys over there, I dug quite the hole, did compost, peat moss, just basic dirt in the hole. On these, I've literally planted them in the native soil here, which is very clay in my area. These are all cherry tomatoes. And it looks like I got a horn beetle or something messing with them. They got little holes in them, but they still look healthy. And I'm experimenting, so I'm gonna try to let these guys just go crazy. I'm not gonna thin them out or anything. I'm just gonna probably add some bamboo or cages or something eventually to help support them, but I think I'm just gonna let them go crazy, see what happens. And you probably noticed the cedar mulch. Well, it's cedar shavings actually, like you'd put for like a hamster or whatever. And I've always been told these are bad, but the more research I did, it's actually not that bad, and it's got a nice smell, helps keep the bugs away. This is my first summer using it. We'll see how it goes. Over here, and I did plant those by seed. And these here, I got a deal on these as well. It's bell peppers, 6 of them for $6. They're looking pretty healthy. over here, same deal, 6 of them for $6. Banana peppers. These are a little lankier than the bell peppers, and that one I had to cut. It was not looking too hot. So hopefully these start looking a little more healthy, but they're still alive. And I tried my hand at corn this year. I put 3 rows of corn in. Didn't know what I was doing. Planted it way too early. It was way too cold. Really didn't get much. Kind of gave up on it. So over here, planted these by seed. Okra. Same thing. I planted these way too early. It took them 3-4 weeks to come up, but they finally did when it got warm enough and we got all the rain. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 okra plants, and I lost this little guy in the last storm. About 11 plants. Should get a pretty good haul, I would hope, from that. And my serrano pepper, paid a pretty penny for it as well, like $3-4. And it was twice as big, but the weather came through and decided it wanted to rip it in half. We've been having like insane storms out of nowhere here. I'm sure I've heard that's the case in a lot of areas. And trying potatoes in buckets. Never been real successful in the ground. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buckets of potatoes, gold potatoes. They're looking very nice and healthy. I'll probably do another batch of them come once it starts to cooling back off, like the end of August or something. I'll start some more and probably do a video and show you how easy it is to do it. It wasn't very complicated at all. And never tried these Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes. Grow tubers like potatoes. Supposed to be very hardy. They'll take over a yard if you let them. Trying those out. And I don't remember what I put in here. Cucumbers, yeah. They haven't come up yet. Kind of late on those. Need to water this one down, but I got zucchini in there. Should be popping up any day. And over here I've got some butternut squash that hasn't popped up yet either. So not a lot going on, but honestly, while I can still afford food, this is all just really a learning experience for me, as well as I would encourage other people to take this time to be learning as well, because even if you have to bug out and go somewhere, the idea that you're going to go off in the woods in the middle of nowhere and survive off deer and fish, well, there's millions of other people that have that idea. So, you know, if you have seeds and the knowledge to be able to sprout those seeds no matter where you're at, that's pretty valuable to have if you want to eat at least. We don't know how crazy things are going to get, and I would like the ability to save myself as much money as possible and eat as healthy as I possibly can. And I'm slowly moving over to these here. I found these metal raised beds on Amazon. $40 for this thing. $42, something around that. So I'm going to try my hand at those, probably eventually buy some more. I got to get it filled up with dirt, and I'm probably going to plant some cantaloupe in here because my little girl loves cantaloupe. So, but yeah, not a ton going on. Hopefully this will encourage some people. You know, I work 50, 60 hours a week and I still find time. I think a lot of people are under the impression that this takes forever. And getting started, it does take a little bit of work, but you know, I probably spend collectively, I try to come out here every night and spend 30 minutes to an hour, whether that be pulling up weeds or laying compost or planting some more seeds. I've been planting like crazy, and you know, I'm not following any of the rules, and I would encourage people to try that as well. So that's all I got. You guys stay safe. God bless y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.